Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm using this backdrop, the local pool, and I hope in a minute to have a quick dip, show you what the pool is like, and then nip down to the beach and show you what the beach is like. Compare the two. What? Of course the pool is going to be much cleaner. But I just want to give you an insight to what it's like. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to take you up to my apartment, show you the room I've got for a very, very good price, and what you can get for 6,000 baht in Thailand. My intentions are and hopes are to interview people who are living and working in Thailand and get their opinions on what the country is like as an expat or as a local. I had all intentions to interview someone and put it up just like the other 3 interviews I've done here so far in Thailand. However, there was a change of plan. So I was visiting a restaurant on a regular basis for about 3 or 4 days, and I slowly got to know the owner of the restaurant. His name was Tony. I won't advertise his restaurant, and you'll understand why in a moment. After about 3 or 4 days of talking to Tony, I asked him if he would like to do an interview on YouTube. I showed him my channel, and he was more than just in favour for it. He was absolutely over the moon. He thought it may promote his business and doing the world a good. And he also has several stories to tell. He owns a restaurant and he's married to a Thai woman for some years. The following day, I took some pictures of Tony's restaurant and the menu. I thought if we're going to do an interview, I need to promote and advertise where he's working and his restaurant. And he was all in favour of that. He said, I'll get some more customers tonight, we can do a little video. Well, that night there was a bit of a scuffle and a bit of a barney between a few customers, so I didn't film that. Now the following morning, his wife was, how do I say, a little rude, let's say. She saw I had some pictures of their restaurant on the camera, and she demanded that I delete them. I deleted them. I don't need a confrontation with anyone. And so I deleted them. Later in the day, she had a pizza for herself. She gave a piece to her husband. We all sat at the table, and she gave a piece to the fisherman chap. And then she didn't offer me any. I asked Tony, knowing now that I wasn't going to get a piece, I did ask Tony. I said, oh, can I have a piece? He asked his wife if I could have a piece, and she just bluntly said, no, I'm hungry, it's all mine. Anyway, such is life. She came round and gave the other 2 another piece. This action immediately told me that this wasn't going to work, that she and Tony have a disagreement about doing an interview on YouTube. And he hadn't told me. This is my assumption. Anyway, so that interview never took place. That was yesterday. It was meant to happen. So today I'm just going to do a piece on what Thailand is like so far. In the few weeks that I've been in Thailand now, I've spoken to possibly 20 people. But I've just been asking them their views on Thailand so far. It seems, I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong in your comments, but it seems that everyone has not just a story to tell, but a bit of locked up aggression. I can remember being 20 years old, full of testosterone, after the women, and you know, not afraid of a scuffle, but at the same time I didn't particularly want one. But you know, when you're at that age, between 20 and 30 years old, you're as hard as nails and no one can touch you. It seems like the people here, although they're in their late 50s, 60s and some in 70s, it seems like vocally they're harder than they've ever been in their life. And they want to get into your face, and they know someone who's even tougher, and they will sort you out. Now, I'm not on about that anyone's confronted me, but the stories that they tell, oh, fucking kill him, you know, excuse my French. They talk the hard man for no particular reason. It's as if they have a grudge against life, or they're trying to relive the hard days that they didn't live when they were younger. I really don't understand. I am excluding, by the way. Tommy and Wooly I've known for many years, although there was an absent, and they are nice people now and they were then. Anyway, so people here, if you ask too many questions, they want to know if you're part of the law. I've had that. Are you a policeman? Are you investigating me? When I'm simply just asking questions about Thailand. If you've lived in Thailand long enough, you'll understand why people have that attitude. I don't understand. Cost of living in Thailand is pretty good so far, and just the imported food seems to be the most expensive. There you go. So adapt to their local cuisine, or go home, or pay extra. That's one of those situations, and why not? When I'm in Thailand and I'm talking to people, I don't particularly care about politics, but at the same time I won't walk away if the subject comes up. I'm quite happy to stand my ground on my views and opinions, because my opinions are actually flexible. I'm not going to put my foot in it and say no, I won't budge, because I'm not a politician, and neither are most viewers on YouTube. And so really, as much as we pretend we like to care, we don't really, otherwise we'd move into politics. When I speak to strangers, within a fairly short space of time, I do mention that I'm trying to get back to China. Why not? As a part of my life, that's what I'm trying to do. They ask why, and when I tell them I lived out there for 15 years, they're in shock and horror. Most have, sadly to say, that I also, even my two old buddies in the first two interviews, also have had a shock and dismay that I want to go back. Some people's views are stronger than others, but I've not met one that is yet in favour, other than Mila, the young girl doing skydiving. Here she is. She's Chinese, so of course she understands my views and opinions and why I want to get back. Although she did say that it's quite rare to hear that. Anyway, so when I'm talking to foreigners and I mention this, they automatically bring up the subject of the Uyghurs. They automatically bring up the subject of communism. They automatically bring up the subject that there is no freedom of speech. Remembering, this is from people who are living in Thailand, who, if they wanted to, could not say anything bad or derogative about the King of Thailand. Wow. Now, is there a similarity? Of course there is. Is Thailand communist? No, maybe it's a military state run, royal family run, whatever. But there are things in Thailand that you can't say. From that perspective, the freedom of speech is very similar. I can say, if you're interested in knowing what China's really like, then listen to a chap by the name of Eric Lee. Yes, a very, very interesting guy. He's got lots to say about China and why China works. It works for the politicians, it works for the government, it works for the people. Eric Lee will explain that in full. I can't. I'm not Chinese, and intellectually I don't know enough about the country as much as he does. I just know it as a resident, and it's a wonderful place to live. Right, so on that note, I'm going to say farewell. That's my opinion piece, and I'm going to nip in the pool now, and then I'm going to nip down to the beach. Right, let's go. Right, so there's the pool. Let's get down to the beach. And then you'll know why I come here more than I go to the beach. So what I'm going to try and do now is give you, the viewer, a view of what the water's like from underneath. I've got another camera, another phone inside a plastic container. Please be waterproof. Let's get in the water and find out how clear the water is. maybe not so clean. But it's warm. So this is my apartment. I've been here now for almost 4 weeks. Right, so as you enter, a few shelves on my left and bathroom on my right. Let's have a quick look. I suspect it's much like any other bathroom. I haven't decorated or tidied up because the camera's here. This is how I live. Yeah, reasonably good. To be honest, I don't use the shower that much. I use the shower down at the pool. Toilet like any other, waste paper bin for toilet tissue. A pretty good sized bathroom. Lovely mirror. We all need one. Anyway, so there's the bathroom. It's got a fan in there, so every time I turn the light on, the fan extracts any smells. Let's walk further into the apartment. I think it's about 33, 34 square meters. So I've got a pretty large wardrobe. I don't have much stuff. I'm just a backpacker at the moment. And yeah, it's certainly big enough for my needs. The landlord of this apartment likes the colour green. You'll see why as I go around. I've got a pretty large TV, TCL, but although it works only with the HDMI connected to the laptop, there's no channels whatsoever. And I don't really mind that. Can't speak Thai, and I don't particularly want to watch BBC or whatever channel there may be on there. So I choose what I want to watch on YouTube. Well, it's not too bad. I can't see the sea, but yeah, it's okay for me. Lots of wind comes through there. That gives it good fresh air. Green table and 2 green chairs and a green fan and a green bed, green pillars, green duvet cover and a green sofa. What's going on? And a green fridge. Okay, so this is my apartment. This is where I live, and although it's got an electric cooker and I've been here 4 weeks, I haven't used it yet. I eat out, simple as that. What's in my fridge? I suspect it's not the same as many foreigners, but still, milk and lots of tomato juice and bran flakes and fruit and fibre cereal and salad. So that's how I eat and drink. Microwave, and one of these things, constantly on, always got myself hot water. I bought a screwdriver the other day to fix this because the seal had gone and I kept having to tip it up to get hot water out. So having never used one before, I wasn't sure how to fix it, but it took about 10 minutes and now it's working fine. The landlord did say, I'll get you a new one. I don't know why he was in such a rush to do that when it can be fixed. Yeah, don't like to chuck stuff away if it can be fixed. That's one of my habits. Oh, I've got a ceiling fan as well. So, other than that, it's a pretty nice apartment. It's got everything that I need. It's better than a hotel room. And the rent, if I haven't said already, is 6,000 baht a month. My first electric and water bill came to a total of 200, and I'm quite happy with that. I don't really use much electric. I haven't used the air condition yet. The landlord suspects that's because I lived in China so long I'm used to the sticky nights, and he's probably correct, to be honest. And I also lived for several months at my mother's house, and she taught me to save electric, drummed it into me so much that I can't get it out of my system. So I don't waste electric on air condition. If I get stuffy, I just open the windows, put a fan on, and that's much, much cheaper. Right, so there we go, there's the apartment. Thank you very much for getting to this part of the video. We're almost at the end now. If you just look at the clock at the bottom, just a minute to go. And before we do go, I just want to say thank you very much. And if your opinions are different to mine, then please write a comment, tell me where I'm going wrong, and tell me some things about Thailand that I don't know, and so that I can understand Thai and expats much more. Other than that, that's about it. I'm just a few away from 1,000, so please subscribe, even if you don't want to watch any more of my channels. Last but not least, everyone out there is interesting, everyone's got a story to tell, and most people want to listen to it. So if you've got a business, if you're married, you're living in Thailand, been here for some time, contact me and I'll be happily do an interview and talk to you about life in Thailand and your experiences around the world. All the very best. Take care. Bye bye.